The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tanyar, Assistant Professor, Department of MCA. Feel honored to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, staff, newly joined MBA and MCA students, parents present here for the Orientation Program 2025. ATME College of Engineering, established in 2010 by a group of experienced professionals, has become a top institution known for its quality of education. Our campus is equipped with modern labs, seminar halls, a large library, and advanced computer facilities. We have a team of highly skilled faculty members who combine academic knowledge with industry experience. Along with academics, we focus on your overall development through activities like cultural events, sports, and other extracurriculars, ensuring your growth in all areas of life. ATME is also known for research and innovation. With 6 research centers and ongoing partnership with industries, we are thrilled to have you at ATME, and we will support your academic and personal growth throughout your journey here. Welcome to the ATME family. To begin our program, we will seek blessings and positivity for the journey ahead through a prayer. I invite Ruchita L., student of MCA, to kindly come forward and lead us in the invocation.
शेषाद्रिगिरिवास श्रीरमणने श्रीचक्र श्रीशङ्खभूषितने आत्माय देहाय आराधने ಕರೆದರೆ ಬರುವ ಕಲಿಯುಗ ದೈವ ಪಾಪ ವಿನಾಶ ಲಕುಮಿಯ ಮನವ ಕಲಕುತ್ತಲಿರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಭದ್ರಾದ್ರಿ ರಾಮನು ಇವನೇ ಮಧುರಾಪುರ ಶ್ಯಾಮನು ಇವನೇ ಶರಣಾದ್ರೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಸಾಯೋ ಶ್ರೀಕಾರನೇ ವಾಸನೆ ಶೇಷಾದ್ರಿಗಿರಿವಾಸ ಶ್ರೀರಮಣನೆ ಶ್ರೀಶಂಕ ಶ್ರೀಶಕ್ರಭೂಷಿತನೆ ಆತ್ಮಾಯ ದೇಹಾಯ ಆರಾಧನೆ.
It was divine. Now, I request all the dignitaries and students to kindly raise for the Nada Gita. Now, I request Dr. L. Basvaraj Sir, Principal ATME CE, to welcome the gathering.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Good morning to one and all present here. Respected Honorable Chairman Shri L. N. Kumar, respected today's chief guest Shri Sundar K.S., respected Honorable Secretary K. Shivashankar, Treasurer Shri Veeresh, and Administrative Officer Sachidananda Murthy, Deans, HODs, and my dear faculties, and my dear students, parents. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to this orientation program for the academic year 24-25 for MCA and first batch of MBA. We are delighted to have you to join our vibrant community, and I would like to extend a special welcome to our newly joined students. Today marks the beginning of an exciting journey filled with countless opportunities for learning, growth, and self-discovery. As you step into this new phase of your academic life, remember that you are not alone. You are now part of our ATME family, a family that is here to support you at every stage of your journey. This is a critical stage in your life. As you leave behind your undergraduate studies and begin your post-graduation, you bring with a lot of expectation and aspirations. You have chosen post-graduation course that align with your interest and career goals. And with that, we also have high expectation from you. As postgraduate student, it is essential that you continuously update your skill to meet the evolving demand of the industry. The habits and behavior you cultivate now will have a profound and eternal impact on your future. Remember, education is not about textbook and examinations. It also about the experience, insights, and relationship you will build along the way. It is about transforming yourself into not just a professional, but a responsible individual. Now, I would like to acknowledge the distinguished guests who honor us with this with their presence today. On this special occasion, we are graced by the presence of a visionary leader and an esteemed chairman of this institution, Shri L. N. Kumar. On behalf of ATME family and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome and heartfelt welcome to you, sir. I am honored to welcome today's chief guest, Sri Sundar K.S., Associate Vice President and Senior Business Manager at Global Education Center, Infosys, Mysore. We are deeply grateful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion with your presence. On behalf of ATME family and on my behalf, I welcome you, sir. We are privileged to have a guest of honor, Dr. Shahid Shakibur Rahman, former principal SJCE Mysore. Because of his some other preoccupied work, is not with us. I welcome Dr. Shakibur Rahman sir in his absence here. Additionally, I also welcome our Honorable Secretary K. Shivashankar in his absence here. I would like to extend my warm welcome to our Administrative Officer, Sri Sachidananda Murthy, Dean Research, Dr. Bhagyashree S.R., Dean Student Affairs, Srinivasa K., heads of various departments, head of the Department of MBA and MCA, my dear colleagues, students, parents, press and media representatives. Your presence today makes this occasion even more meaningful and special. Thank you all.
Let us now extend a warm welcome to our esteemed principal, Dr. L. Baswaraj, sir. Now come to a special moment, the inauguration of our orientation program, which will be marked by the lighting of a lamp. I kindly request all the dignitaries to please come forward and light the lamp to signify the start of this new academic year.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश मतिं स्वच्छां हि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठेत् गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरु
Thank you for all our esteemed dignitaries for lighting the lamp and making the official start of our orientation program. I call upon Dr. Oscar Abhishek, HOD, Department of MBA, to invite our esteemed chief guest, Shri Sundar KS, Associate Vice President and Senior Business Manager, Global Education Center, Infosys, Mysore.
Very good morning to all. It is both an honor and privilege to welcome you all to this exciting chapter of your professional journey here at ATME CE. As you embark on this incredible journey towards earning your MBA or MCA, today presents an unique opportunity to gain some valuable insights from a guest who has truly excelled in the field of information technology and management. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our chief guest for today's orientation program, Mr. Sundar KS. Mr. Sundar KS is an Associate Vice President and Senior Business Manager at Global Education Center, Infosys, Mysore. He carries around 30 plus years of experience in IT, out of which around 26 plus years he has worked with Infosys. He currently heads the operations at Global Education Center, Infosys, Mysore. He is a graduate of engineering in electronics and electrical engineering from Mysore University. He holds MTech in power systems and MS in software systems. Mr. Sundar played an instrumental role in setting up one of the world's largest corporate university at Global Education Center, Infosys, Mysore campus. Mr. Sundar has traveled to different parts of the globe to handle training and software development activities. He has actively involved in activities of CII as a lead for industry academic cell and also academic council member of many universities in India. He is also serving as an advisor to many institutions and universities outside India. Mr. Sundar has been trained by Stanford Design Thinking School on techniques of design thinking. He has also completed certificate program on finance management from Stanford University. At present, Mr. Sundar leads operations at Global Education Center, Mysore Campus, Connect, and Springboard initiatives at Infosys. Both of these are CSR initiatives that help in bridging the gap between industry and academia. He also heads Agile and DevOps enablement, software engineering, and account enablement service activities for employers of Infosys. Mr. Sundar is a recipient of Infosys Excellence Award 5 times for people development. He was also awarded Leader of the Year at Infosys Mysore Development Center. Passion for learning and development and interest in learning new technologies has helped Mr. Sundar to manage and lead different initiatives both within and outside of Infosys. We are truly honored to have Mr. Sundar KS with us today. His presence adds great value to this occasion, and we are confident that his insights will inspire and enrich all our students. Please join me in welcoming again Mr. Sundar KS with a warm round of applause. Thanking you. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. I humbly request our today's chief guest, Sri Sundar KS, Associate VP and Senior Business Manager, Global Education Center, Infosys Mysore, to address the gathering.
Morning. So I can definitely see a lot of energy, enthusiasm in the faces of all of you. I sincerely hope the happiness stays forever. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, but before I start, my respects to all the leaders of this wonderful institution who are on the dais, the chairman, Kumar sir, the principal, the secretary, and the treasurer in their absence, the deans, both the deans are there, right? I think we have Srinivas sir. But of course, the faculty members are always in the front, leading you from the front. But to me, the VVIPs of today's program, my dear friends, my dear student friends. How should I start? Let me tell you. I can speak in English, right? I can speak in Kannada as well as English, but I'll leave it to you. But let me make an attempt to speak in both. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯಾಗಿ, ಆದರೆ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ, ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾವಹಾರಿಕ ಭಾಷೆ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಬುದ್ಧತೆಯನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸುವ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇವತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು, ಕೆಲವು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸುಮಾರು I think I spent almost close to about 3 decades in the world of IT. If I recollect, how was my student life possibly about 30 years back? There was uncertainty. We did not have the opportunities like what you have. I still remember during my post-graduation, I was supposed to actually work on certain problem, and the research papers were not available in any online form or the soft copy form, what you call today. I had to go to IAC, Indian Institute of Science, beg the library people there to take a photocopy. Don't ever say Xerox, by the way. I think that is a mistake, right? I used to make all these mistakes during my student life. I got myself corrected because Xerox is a company, right? They have got a replica of 2 buildings. You should say photocopy. So I struggled to get the photocopy of the material that time. And then after that, lot of work manually. But today, you people are really, really privileged. Things have changed so significantly and drastically. By click of a button, you can get anything and everything that you need, right? So there has been a significant change. I want to start my talk by bringing out what has changed today. I'll try to contextualize because I know there are MBA students as well as MCA students. I'll try to contextualize my talk for both of you. Something has changed. Change is omnipresent. Change is the only constant in the world. So if I have to actually, depict the change under three key areas, those changes are witnessed in the world today in work, workplace, and workforce. I repeat again, the change that we are witnessing today is grouped under three key areas, three key focus areas. The work has changed, the workplace has changed, and the workforce has changed. Why I am bringing it to you? Because you're going to be the change agents of tomorrow. You need to know what has changed in the current scenario. Why the work has changed. So I remember 91 when I joined my job, first job after engineering. I started working in a programming language. I think none of you would like to remember or would want to remember. It's a programming language called RPGILE. I still remember it despite 3 decades of my faded memory. The reason being, first is always the best, right? So RPGILE is Report Program Generation Integrated Language Environment. It is something like, if you have heard about C, C++, COBOL, management students, kindly bear with me. I'm sure you would have heard about some programming languages, right? C, C++, Java, Python, R, so many languages. It is one of those languages. And my first program, I used to write some small code in the college. And the lines of code never used to cross 2 pages, possibly about 100 lines. But to my surprise, my first code that I wrote was about 11.5 or 12,000 lines. And to my surprise, I completed this program in the morning at 1:30. You may be wondering what were you doing till then? So I had to actually deliver the code the next day. So 1:30 in the morning, I still remember. But what is more heartening is to see my project manager, who is like the person whom I report to, was standing behind. And he said, Sundar, all done? I said with a feeble voice, yes, sir. And he said, why don't you compile it? You know, compile? Compile is to actually, you brought all the raw vegetables and grocery items, you need to cook. And I need to execute the program. I'm sure MCA students will remember, but I think MBA, they can relate, but MBA students also. Whenever you write a program, you need to make it work. So to make it work, you need to actually compile it. Compile means you process it. So I was supposed to process the code, and I pressed Control F9 or some key to compile it. To my surprise, I noticed that there were about 500 plus compilation errors. 1:30 in the morning, 500 plus compilation errors, manager standing behind, and my appraisal was not over yet. And all of that happened. And the person, I still remember him, Shiv Prakash RL, had a pat on my back and he said, don't worry, Sundar. First time, making a mistake is okay. Don't repeat it. So I thought, okay, it was actually a breather for me. ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಸಲ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪುನರಾವರ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. That was the message. So I thought that, oh man, this is so good. Then actually, of course, after that, I started debugging, looking at the code, and all of that happened. That was my first encountering of the world of IT. Or any business, any corporate work for that matter, any work which actually involved some client-related assignments. So, what did I do? I did a work purely based on the model of order taking. See, I'm actually highlighting 2-3 important things. I made multiple mistakes. I made mistake in one go. I was told not to repeat it. Second thing, my manager had told me that you need to do this code. Someone has dictated terms to me saying that you write this code, you do this. This is actually the problem statement. So what exactly it means? I was ordered to work on something by my manager. 2 important things, please remember here. One, making a mistake once was okay. Second thing, I worked in an order-taking kind of a scenario. Right? But now, after 3 decades of my work, If I look back and what is the state today, you know what the managers are going to say. I myself have told my team, tomorrow when you all join any industry for that matter, you know what will be the message? Will the message remain the same? Making a mistake once is okay, repetition is not. No. You know what the message is now? Make sure that you identify the mistakes in the deliverables that you have, anticipate those mistakes, take due care to make sure that you do the right thing first time. Do the right thing at the right time. At that right time is the first time only. So that means there is absolutely shrunken tolerance for mistakes. I hope you are getting. ಸಹನಾ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸಹನೆ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕುಂಠಿತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಯಾರ ಸಹನೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳದ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅವತ್ತು ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಸಹನೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಹನೆಯ ಮಿತಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಶ್ರಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಬಹಳ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ವಿನ್ಸ್. They want quick wins. And second thing, I worked in an order taking mode. That means someone had a problem, it was passed on to me, I used my intelligence to develop the code and delivered it. But today, that order taking mindset has gone through significant change. So now I am trying to relate to the first change that I was talking about, change in the work. Friends, today, after 3 years of your studies here, I know MCA is about 2 years, I guess. MBA will be for 3 years. Both are 2 years. After a couple of years of your work, when you go back and knock the door of the corporate world, I am sincerely hoping all of you will join very, very good companies with a strong foundation being laid by this college. You are expected to internalize this change and reciprocate accordingly. What is the change that I am talking about? Number one, you cannot make the mistake even once. You need to anticipate where all the mistakes could come in, and you need to take adequate care to make sure that those mistakes don't, occur, even in your first attempt. And the second change is you are expected to be a business transformation partner to the client, not merely an order taker. So these are all fancy terms, may not get into your mind, but let me explain what is business transformation partnership all about. Some ABC company comes to, look at this way, friends. There is a service provider. Service provider is company ABC that you all are going to be part of after 2 years. There is a client who actually gives business to the service provider. What is the problem with the client? The client has a problem to be solved. He or she cannot solve it himself. He passes on the problem to the service provider to solve it. Simple thing. Okay. Now, the service provider, now what will the service provider do? He comes to the client and say, hey, I got your project. You need to digitize. You need to do some digitization. Digitization means automation. You need to do something. And in the past, we used to go and ask them, hey, please tell me what are the problems that you are facing and I will find the solution to it. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ತೊಂದರೆಯನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀರ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. This was actually the kind of a collaboration that used to happen between the service provider and the client. But today, you know what the clients are saying? Hey, let's assume I am the member of the service providers community. They come and tell me that, hey, look, I don't know where the problem is. Very surprising. I don't know where the problem is, but my business is not growing. I want my business to grow. You have some IT or any tools and techniques in your hand. Can you please help me to actually prosper in my business? This is the big problem. So far, so-called service providers, they worked in an order-taking mode. The customers had a problem, they passed the problem to me and I was finding the best of the best solution possible with my skills and I used to solve it. But now, for my surprise, the customers are coming and saying that I don't know what problem I am facing. Please come analyze my system, find the root cause of the problem and solve it. Will it not remind you of what the doctors do today? Whenever you go to the doctors, what will the doctor say? They will only ask for certain things and then they are going to actually do a root cause analysis. They ask you to do some test and other things, and after that, they find out that this is the problem and they're going to solve it. So essentially, what it means is the current generation of possibly the computer literates or the computer engineers, I cannot generalize only to engineers, but even MCA, MBA, all of you are expected to be problem finders before you solve the problem. Remember, I talked about 30 years back, I was a good problem solver. First time I made a mistake, I was not supposed to repeat. But today's requirement in the word says that you need to be a problem finder before you solve the problem. So what does it mean? Is it just a replacement of the statement? I used to be a good problem solver yesterday. Today I am told to become a good problem finder before I become the problem solver. What is it? There is one more additional statement before. But trust me, it is not as simple as that. How can I become the business transformation partner? I'll give an example. Tomorrow you're going to join a company, ABC company, and the ABC company is actually being consulted by, let's say, Harley Davidson. All of you know about Harley Davidson? What is Harley Davidson company all about? They are the very leading automobile bike manufacturing company in the world. They come to you and say that, look, my sales are not improving. I'm getting a lot of competition from some other competitor. So I don't know where exactly I need to do the automation. I have everything in place, but my business is not growing. And now they approach service providers community and say that, can you please help me to solve this problem? So if there was a localized problem, I would have provided the solution using any of the technology tools, tips, etc. But they themselves are not aware. Now, what is expected from each one of us who are members of the service providers community? Is it just the Java knowledge, the Python knowledge, or is it the management skills that you have would suffice here? There is something beyond that also. Please remember, business transformation partnership expected by the client through the service provider will compel a lot of other additional skills to each of the members of the service providers community. So that means to say, what you learn within the four walls of the class may not suffice. It is only necessary but not sufficient. What is expected is to know a little bit about the domain knowledge also. What is domain knowledge? The customer domain knowledge. All of you know, I should not take the name, but in the last possibly 10 years back, so there were a lot of network service providers community. Aircel was there, Airtel was there, so many, right? After some time, the Reliance moved into this and how they monopolized, how now the competition is so stiff. So if some other network service providers community come to you and say that I want to actually be competitive with ABC other provider, what should I do? Then you need to know not just the Javas or the Python knowledge, you also need to know what is their business landscape, what is the customer domain. So today what is expected because of the change in the work that is witnessed in the world today, you are expected to have beyond, there are essentially 3 skills that you need to keep in mind. One is the core skill. For example, for MBA students, the core skill is the management skill, depending on which specialization that you're taking. Some of you would have opted for HR, some of you would have opted for information systems, some of you would have opted for finance, all those kind of a thing. MCA students obviously will have a fixed curriculum. You're predominantly focusing on application development and all those things. So whatever you learn there becomes the core skill, non-compromisable skills that you learn in the classroom. On top of it, there has to be secondary skills that you need to possess. What are those secondary skills? The secondary skills include your ability to communicate. So we actually call it as the soft skill things. Soft skill is not just about how I speak. Soft skill is all about how I articulate, how I understand, my listening ability, critical thinking, articulation skills, my gestures, my postures, my modulation of the voice. Everything becomes extremely critical. That's the reason I said it is not, while we love our mother tongue and keep it in our heart, unfortunately our brain has to actually, articulate our ideas in English, because that is, fortunately or unfortunately, the business language that prevails today. You need to speak in English. I was a Kannada medium student. Let me tell you my own example. I was a Kannada medium student up till 7th standard. 8th standard, I moved into English medium because my father was in a government service, and he thought that it is better to put the Kannada medium because, whenever he used to get transferred, Kannada medium is something that was prevailing. I'm talking about 30, 35 years back. Or, yeah, even before that. So, but I found it very difficult on two occasions. When I moved to 8th standard, while I knew the answer, I was not able to respond because if I raise my hand, because usually in school days, we used to always have that, who raises the hand first and answer to the question. I wanted to do that, but when I actually wanted to do, and if teacher asked me, okay, Sundar, can you please give the answer? I was not able to form sentences. I knew the answer, but it was in Kannada. I used to translate that into English, and the difficulty that I face when I had to do this translation. The second time I faced the problem was when I joined my engineering. So I had all the convent educated, well educated, people who can speak so well in English. I felt little let down, inferior, right? And I thought that nothing is going to help me because what teachers teach in engineering college is all about technology. And they won't actually, they don't have time and bandwidth to actually improve your communication skills. And how I need to improve the communication skill. I thought that I'm actually having a problem, and instead of just living with this challenge that I face, I need to convert this challenge into an opportunity. So what did I do? I actually caught hold of one person, and I don't want to name the person, but today he's the global head in my competitor company. So so we are in good touch even today. And I caught hold of him. He was from Tamil Nadu, and he was a convent educated guy, and I requested him, hey, can you please do one thing? Every day, can you spend 5 minutes for me? He said, why not? And what will I do in those 5 minutes? I said, look, after all the class is over, let us go to some silent place, some place. And what I do is, in English, I actually explain to you what happened dawn to dusk, morning to evening, what all happened in my life. You please note down, tell me what all good things that I did so that I get motivated. What all the areas of improvement that you see in me so that, next time when I come, the next day, I will make sure that I work on those corrections, but at the same time, I improve on my vocabulary, my articulation skills, etc. We tried this for 3 months. He was so gracious enough to spend 5 minutes. Some days there used to be a break. It's okay. Don't really look at, were you able to spend 5 minutes every day? That is not the point here. But we repeated. After 3 months, I was reasonably comfortable. That's the reason why, I always say, practice makes you perfect. I was reasonably confident and comfortable. By the time I reached my final year of engineering, in the campus interview or whatever, I felt that I was a lot more confident to speak. All of you have seen the Three Idiots movie, right? I think what Raju Rastogi says, he developed confidence, at the end of all these experiments, all the experience that he had. And he said, with a lot of struggle and experience, I'm able to speak now the truth with confidence. And I don't want to change. That was the transformation that, don't look at it just as a movie, but look at how the transformation can happen in the individuals. Friends, let me tell you, from a Kannada medium studying student today, I have traveled to almost about 30 countries. I have taught. It is not just going and speaking. I have taught more than 20 different countries students, right from Thailand to China to Australia to New Zealand to Colombia to Costa Rica to Mexico to US, European regions. You know why I'm saying 20? 20 countries students have 200 variations. The way I speak for a Thailand student is much different from the way I speak possibly to a Mexican student. And I was able to context switch. I was able to change the way I need to speak, mainly because I believed that there is a need for improvement. Until and unless you feel the need for the change, no one will come to your rescue. And the reason why the change is more relevant in the current context is I told about the change in the work that the world is witnessing today. You need to speak, my friends. I go for campus recruitment and I see that students are literally struggling to answer while I know that they have the answer. But until and unless you articulate it, I will not be able. I cannot get into the mind of those individuals and understand what is happening internally, right? So that is the reason why it is extremely critical that you not only focus on the primary skills that will be taught to you by your esteemed professors, be it MBA or MCA, whatever, courses that you are undergoing, but you need to work a lot on your other skills, including domain skill, including your communication, the soft skill part of it, including the process knowledge, which we call, which is more relevant in the current context. So that's the reason why kindly look at a multi-dimensional competency development plan for each one of you in order to make sure that you are successful at work. One is your primary skill that I talked about. Your secondary skill is all about your personality, your communication skills, etc. And the tertiary skill is all about how you work together as a team. Very critical. Except in the examination, rest of the time, what is more relevant is the teamwork. And you know how McKinsey defines the teamwork? Teamwork, according to McKinsey, is all about based on the MECE principle. Try to understand what I'm saying. I'm going a little slow here. MECE stands for mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. MECE, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. So that means especially MBA students, you are going to become the consultants. MCA students, you're going to become the software engineers of tomorrow. Please note that single-handedly, you cannot conquer the world. If I have to speak about my own company, the 7 wonderful founders who started the company, none of them could actually claim that they had everything. Though while we respect Nandan Nilekani, we respect Narayana Murthy, all those 7 founders, but Narayana Murthy himself says that because we all 7 came together and each one of us brought different value propositions onto the table and we could actually come together as a team. So the tertiary skill is all about teamwork. Tertiary skill is all about, for example, I'll give a simple scenario. Tomorrow you go for campus recruitment and you go for company ABC. And the first thing that we invariably prepare, some of you would have probably attended some interview, is the easiest question. You know what is the easiest question? You think that is important? The easiest question is tell about yourself, right? And whole night we would have prepared for that. And you know one thing? With that question, either make or break will be done. Usually what happens when that question is being asked, most of us will say, I am so and so, my father is so and so, my mother is so and so, my sister is so and so. We are not there to ask the jatakam of that person. We are there primarily to see, tell me what value add this candidature can bring onto my table. So what are your strengths? There is something called SWOT analysis. I'm sure many of you MBA students should know. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities that you want to latch upon? What are some of the threats that you want to work with? You need to do this kind of a depiction of your own strengths, your own weakness, and you need to present how the company can be benefited through you. For that, you need to know what is the organization strategy, the company that you are attending the interview, what the company business is all about. So it is extremely critical that all of that homework is done before you go for the interview or anything for that matter. So net in summary, when it comes to the change on the work, I just want to mention that the world is changing. Today, from an order-taking kind of a scenario, it has transferred into a business transformation kind of a scenario, and you should be the change agents. Please keep this business transformation requirement in your mind. No more your degree enough or the marks on the degree certificate would suffice. You need to think beyond. How many of us don't have the smartphone here? I'm not talking about the professors and all in the front. The students community. How many of you don't have the smartphone? Everyone has a smartphone, right? I think you are very lucky because we never had mobile during our student life. Now, let me ask you this. Other than the WhatsApp and the Facebook and the Twitter and the Insta and other stuff, how many of us use the mobile for the learning purpose? Okay, let me ask you this. Have you heard about GPT? GPT. How many of you have not heard about GPT? Please raise your hand. GPT. Everyone has heard about GPT. Now I'll ask you this question. How many of us can expand GPT? Please raise your hand. None. So you may ask, hey, why are you testing my memory? I know how to use ChatGPT. I will use it because my assignments, I'll go to GPT and say, hey boss, it is something like asking for vara. Please give me this question answer and then you will get the answer and you will make sure that you add some flavor to it and present it to the professors. So they think that you have genuinely done it and they evaluate. So what actually we are lacking is, remember friend, this is something I'm coming to the very serious point. What we are lacking is the curiosity. We are using our mobile day in, day out for so many things. I'm not saying you should not use it, but have we really made use of what Dhirubhai Ambani mentioned, Duniya tere mutti par, something he made a very powerful statement. The entire world is in your hand. Have we made use of that? Have we actually made use of that gadget to know what is happening in the world around? The other day, I was telling the chairman, sir, the other day, Satya Nadella made a very important statement. And he said, Satya Nadella, you know, Satya Nadella actually studied in Karnataka. He studied in a college called Manipal Institute of Technology. If some of you are from South Canara, you know about it. And what he said was, you know, very soon the the agents which are actually the replica of the robots can actually replace software engineers. That is a big threat to us, right? Someone is replacing, you know, whenever you make a call to the call center, earlier we used to have a very sweet lady voice. Welcome to ICICI Bank, what can I do, etc. But today, there is a recorded voice. You know, if you want to speak in English, press 1. If you want to speak in Kannada, press 2. And if you have a problem with debit card, press 1. Ultimately, last it says, if you still want to speak to our customer representative, press 10 or something, or press something. So, entire workflow is replaced by one individual today. So we are seeing with extreme automation. In such scenarios, it becomes extremely critical that the natural intelligence in us should overpower the artificial intelligence. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. I can go in depth and ask you what is generative, what is pre-trained, what is transformer. It is not about memorization, it is all about curiosity. How many of us have not used the remote set at home? None. Everyone would have used the remote set. We want to change the channel. How many of us have thought for a while that what happens when I change the channel? You need not become an electronics engineer. You need not become a telecommunication engineer. You can always ask, what is there? You may not have an answer or you may not have the technology know-how, but at least the curiosity in you should actually be there. Start asking the question to yourself. Probe yourself. Then only the best out of you will come out. My suggestion for the change in the work and our preparedness for that is, please come out of the comfort zone. You know what Israel does? Once there was an Israel ambassador who visited our campus, and to the Israel ambassador of India, we asked him a question. Israel is known for innovation. You all know, right? Israel is known for innovation. We asked them, how did you generate so many researchers in the world? And you know what he said? He laughed and he said, look, how do you select the research problem? One of us said that we look at all these journals and all and we select some research problem. He said, look, our approach of selecting the research problem is very different. He said, we will actually tour the world meaning virtually. And we identify all those problems which are solved or possibly can be solved. We identify all those problems which are removed from the list because they are unsolvable. And we take all those unsolvable problems and try to solve it. Look at actually the conviction. Look at actually the determination. Look at how they are able to come out of the comfort zone. So my suggestion for preparedness towards the change in the work is, please come out of the comfort zone. 7 hours sleep is more than enough, youngsters. Rest of the time that you are left with, try to find at least about 2 to 3 hours to know what is happening in the world around. What is generative all about? What is pre-trained all about? What is transformer all about? What is artificial intelligence all about? What is deep learning all about? I'm not saying that is the end of the journey. It can be anything for that matter, but you need to have that interest to actually break the shell and think beyond what is being taught in the class. You know what, the learning journey? You get data in the class. Professors, esteemed professors will actually teach you, help you to get the data. And they help you to convert the data to information. After processing of the data, what you get is the information. Information and data gives you knowledge. We generally tend to stop there. And we say that I'm a very knowledgeable MBA graduate or an MCA graduate. But that is not the end of the journey. Data should lead to information. Information should lead to knowledge. Knowledge should give you skill. And that is again not the end of the journey. Skill should give you wisdom. Wisdom should give you intelligence. So your journey of intelligence will have a lot of hops. Unfortunately, most of the time in the academic world, we get data, we get information, we get knowledge, and we stop. Skill is missing. What is skill all about? How I apply my knowledge in solving the real world problem. What is wisdom all about? How I actually solve the problem under all circumstances. What is intelligence all about? How I bring the art flavor to the science flavor that I already know. Simple example, what is art flavor and science flavor? See, for example, if I had to move from one place to the other, there are two routes. From A to B, there are two routes. One route takes about 2 kilometers, the other route takes about 3.5 kilometers. Even a primary school kid says that take the route, the shortest distance first. Science says take the distance that is the lowest, least distance, 2 kilometers path. And we say that this is going to be the solution. But the art says, hey, look, 2 kilometers may not be the solution all the time. If there is a heavy traffic in that 2 kilometers route, you may have to take the alternate route. Though 3.5 kilometers is the distance, but you may take less time because this thinking process should go beyond science. It is more of an art than a science. Whatever you learn and you apply your knowledge in solving the real world problem is more of an art than a science, and you should actually inculcate all of that. So this is the first part of it. I know I go on and on and on, but I want to cut down because I'm taking a lot of time of this. But let me tell you the second thing. Workplace has changed. Work has changed, and I told you what are the various things that you need to incorporate to be, what do you say, employable ready tomorrow. If you have to be employable tomorrow, what are the things that you need to do? Kindly think about it. One simple message, come out of your comfort zone. Second message, be curious about things. Third message, don't just be happy with knowledge. Think about skill, think about wisdom, think about intelligence. These are three important things that I just want to pass so as to prepare you for the change in the work that is happening in the world. The second change that we are witnessing is the workplace. Gone are those days where we used to have the cubicles and other things. Today, the world has become agile. If you go and search the literal meaning of the word agile, agile is all about dynamism. Agile is all about flexibility. Agile is all about collaboration. Today, the world has gone. See, there is no more manager or a subordinate anymore. We are accountable. We are responsible. Every one of you, tomorrow when you join a job, you are going to become accountable. You're going to become, you will be responsible. So no manager business anymore. So the workplace has changed completely. So you may have to work with the team that is located in Russia. You may have to work with the team that is located in Costa Rica or maybe Mexico or maybe New Zealand. So you need to have the cross-cultural sensitivity. We talk about global village, right? So you're going to become the global citizens of tomorrow. What are the preparedness that is needed? Not just the communication skill, but the way you interact, the way you reciprocate. Towards that, empathy becomes extremely critical. Integrity becomes extremely critical. So when the workplace has changed, so how should we be prepared for it? To me, to prepare for the change in the workplace and to be global citizens, three things become extremely critical. I request all of you to just remember these three things. First thing is, start enjoying what you're doing. We call it as passion. I asked how much time I have, because unfortunately I don't see the passage of time because you are the future of India. So I feel passionate about it. Probably this might be my 500th address to the students community like this. I'm just throwing some number, don't count it. So, but every time when I speak, I feel I'm seeing, I may be an old horse, but the one who's sitting in front of me are hearing for the first time. The moment you realize it, this is applicable even for our esteemed professors. I'm sure they'll do it. They probably might be teaching the same subject 100 times, but the 100th time also they may be old, teaching the same thing. But the people who are sitting on the other side are hearing for the first time. The moment you realize it, the best out of you will come out. Start enjoying. I always give this analogy. Everywhere where I go for passion, I do that. First thing in the morning we do is to brush our teeth, right? And we do it as a ritual. Oh man, without that we can't come out of the house. But tomorrow onwards, start enjoying brushing your teeth. Because you're brushing your own teeth, not someone else's teeth, right? Start enjoying it. You will see the best out of you. Start enjoying it. Small things derive happiness in it. Correct? So that is actually giving you a lot of happiness. That will give you, that kind of a spirit in you. Be passionate about it, right? That is the first thing. The second thing is, come what may, never compromise on your value systems. Integrity is the key. There is zero tolerance for value violation in any corporate. Taking a photocopy is an illegal thing. If you are not aware of it, please be aware of it. Because remember, you are the author of a book and only one book is sold in the entire world. The rest of the people are taking a photocopy of that book. You feel really hurt, right? So there is something called intellectual property rights. Never ever. I know sometimes, the book is not available, you are compelled to do, or your professors have given some notes and they permitted you to do it. That means they passed the IP to you to take the photocopy. Those things are okay. But otherwise, please never violate the integrity. The value systems are extremely critical. The third thing is all about intelligence. So, in order to be global citizens, in order to be part of this workplace transformation, three things are important: have passion, enjoy what you're doing, have integrity, come what may, never compromise on the value system. And the third thing is be intelligent. So the moment I say be intelligent, someone will come and show I got 9.88 CGPA. Is that intelligence all about? No. That is not the intelligence that I'm talking about. Working smart versus working hard. Remember the science and the art comparison I gave you for the travel distance? Remember, some of you probably would remember the Ganesha Subramanya story. The divine fruit, and Ganesha went around Shiva Parvati 3 times and said, I toured the world 3 times, whereas Subramanya was actually roaming around. He actually followed a brute force or a hard route, whereas Ganesha followed a smart route. You have to become, hard work is necessary, but not sufficient. Smart work is the need of the hour. So three things are extremely critical to be a global workforce in the scenario of workplace transformation. One is have passion, enjoy what you're doing. Second, have integrity, come what may, never compromise on your value systems. And the third one is, intelligence, be a smart worker. The last change that we are seeing is the workplace and the workforce. The workforce has changed today. So towards this changed workforce, agile nature of, the workforce and the workplace also has changed. So we have to be adaptable to the global scenarios where hybrid nature of work has become the need of the hour. Many of the companies don't expect all of you to come to office going forward every day. Thanks to the pandemic, now we work 15 days a week, 15 days a month kind of a thing. So you should also be ready in order to kind of, get adjusted to those kind of workplace. So work has changed, become part of the business transformation partner thing, what all the preparedness that you need. The workforce has changed. I told you three important things that you need to incorporate to be part of the global workforce that is there. And work also has the workplace has changed, wherein we are actually supposed to work in a hybrid kind of a scenario. Now, in all these change scenarios, what is needed? How should we be prepared? In general, I talked about what are some of the specifics that you are encountering. How should we be prepared? My request is this. This is a humble request for esteemed professors. I'm sure you probably might be doing it. So, encourage different responses coming from the students for the given problem. There is no stereotypic answer to anything. So, for example, one problem can be analyzed from multiple perspectives, right? I'm sure MCA students would know. If I had to give an example, how to check a number is prime or not. This is a common problem that we all solved during our high school days. How to check whether the number is prime or not. I asked this question. One person said, sir, I will do one thing. I will take that number. I'll start dividing that number from 2 till n minus 1. If I give 13 up till 12, and I check whether this number is prime or not. If it is divisible, I say it is not prime. If it is not divisible, it is prime. Simple formula that we all are used to. Once again, hard work, not a smart work. Another guy said, sir, I will do one thing. I don't have to go up till n minus 1. I will start with 2 and I will go by up to n by 2. For example, if I give 25 or 23 is a prime, right? So I will not go up till 23 divided by 2, which is rounded to 12. I go from 2 to 12. If the number is not divisible, definitely it will not be divisible by the rest. So that means instead of dividing that number n times, I am dividing only by n by 2. Oh, I thought, hey, this is a better solution than the first one. The first one was just a very raw solution. The second one was better. The third one was a lot more intelligent. And he said, sir, I'll do one thing. Give the number. I will first check whether it is odd or even. If it is even, I will never go to checking whether it is prime number or not. See, look at how you can improvise the solution, right? So that is the need of the hour, my friends. You need to think out of the box. You need to think out of the out of the conventional thinking. Finally, my last message, because I want to cut down. I want to give this last message to all of you. Be the doctors of tomorrow. You'll be wondering, do I need to do an MBBS for that? No. Be the doctors of tomorrow. What the doctors do, the doctors will practice. They never say, they still claim themselves as practitioners. They never claim as, experts. They say practitioners. What is practitioner doing? Practicing. Every day they practice, right? We engineers should be practitioners. We need to practice every time. Second, what the doctors do, they find the root cause of the problem before solving it. Develop the ability to find the problem before you solve it. This is the principle of design thinking that I was taught. And you be the design thinkers of tomorrow. So these two things will definitely take you to the greater heights. So before I sign off, I once again, I don't know how much of sense I made in all these points that I conveyed to you, but I can say that you are at the right place at the right time, because on one side, the artificial intelligence is trying to dominate. On the other side, the natural intelligence is also trying to dominate the artificial intelligence. Who created the artificial intelligence? The natural intelligence only. And, will the artificial intelligence swallow the jobs? Yes or no? Or yes and no. Yes for the conventional work, commoditized work. No for the niche work. And what is that niche work all about? You have to develop the ability to create those LLMs. Anyone knows about what is LLM? LLM stands for large language models, the models that are actually being used for simulation of artificial intelligence. So you should have the ability to create such kind of a thing. Then the best out of you will definitely, your natural intelligence should always surpass the artificial intelligence. Then you become definitely employable under any circumstances. World is witnessing extreme automation. World is witnessing extreme automation. And if we are not prepared for this, we will become the dinosaurs of yesterday. Until and unless, we are awareness, situational awareness is the key, and preparedness is the second one. I hope by now you are fairly convinced that there is a need for a change, because the change is the only constant in the world. So there is a need for a change in all of us. What the college and the management and the faculty, esteemed faculty, will provide you is to show you the right path. But in that path, there will be hurdles, and it is up to us how we cross the hurdle, right? So finally, one bit before I close, I usually say this just to motivate. In Kannada, it is there, I only wrote it. Nadeyalli nayavirali, nudiyalli mudavirali, nade nudiyalli vinayavirali. ಹಿಂದೆ ಗುರುವಿರಲಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಗುರಿಯಿರಲಿ, ಭಗವಂತನ ದಯೆ ಸದಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲಿರಲಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
Started with your life experience as student, as a software engineer, and the best people developer. You even guided us how we are supposed to get adopted with drastic changes in today's digitalized world. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Now I request dignitaries on the dais to felicitate our esteemed chief guest, Sri Sundar KS, for his remarkable contribution. thank you, sir, for accepting our felicitation. Now, I humbly call upon Honorable Shri L. Arun Kumar, sir, Chairman of ATME CE, to deliver the presidential address.
Good afternoon. And chief guest, Mr. Sundar K.S., Principal of ATME College of Engineering, Dr. Basavaraj, head of the department, my faculty members, parents, and my dear students. In fact, after listening to our chief guest speak, in fact, it made my job easy. Many of the things what I wanted to convey, those things have already been conveyed, and I can cut short my speech. At the outset, first I would like to congratulate all of you for securing admission in PG course in our college. I heartily welcome all of you to ATME College of Engineering. Also, I would like to thank you for choosing ATME College of Engineering for your PG graduation. With my experience, I can say that students choose to pursue their PG courses because of various reasons, like some of you may be interested in getting into academic line like teaching profession. Some of you may be interested in research, pursuing research. And many of you may be interested in acquiring higher level skills so that you will get a good job in some good companies. And there may be few who are pursuing a PG course for self-gratification. Just ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮುಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಪಿ ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ವಾ, ನಾವೊಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೋದು. Anyway, it's good. See, whatever may be the reason, it's for me it is I can say career advancement. Let me move on to the purpose of this induction program. Why induction programs are held? Normally, induction programs in a college institute will be held to inform about the place, that is the infrastructure what we have, the people, the staff members or the faculty members what we have, the system or the facilities what we are providing you for your benefit. And also about the VTU regulations or the college regulation itself. I think by this time you have already, I was told that you have already provided with the information about the rules and regulations of VTU as well as our college. You must have already got the handbook as well. Please go through the handbook and stick to the handbook. Strongly advise you to go through the handbook, whatever student handbook provided to you. And many a times, I know that you people will not be going through the handbook itself, and end of the semester, whether it is your internal assessment marks or the attendance requirement, definitely will come back to us. Various people's recommendation and influence, okay? One thing I will assure you, irrespective of your social or economical or religious background, ATME College offers an equal opportunity to all of you. There is no discrimination. Now let me tell you about the infrastructure what we have in our college. This college was started in 2010. It's almost 14 years old college. We started with 4 courses with an intake of 180. Now we are grown into a mature state where we have about 11 branch of engineering, including the PG, MBA. about 6 research center, and totally we have about 2,500 students on campus today. We could be able to achieve this phenomenal growth. I say because 14 years in an educational institution from 180 to 2,500 is a great thing for us. Okay. We have about 4 lakh square feet of built up area in our college with academic block and administrative block, cafeteria, then the hostel blocks, student activity block, and amphitheater. We have about 70 plus laboratories for your benefit. These laboratories, irrespective of whether you are MCA student or MBA student, see, these laboratories are open for you for interdisciplinary work. Any lab, if you choose to work on any, even in a mechanical lab or in a civil lab, you are welcome. You can make use of all the facility, whatever we have in our college. It is open to all of you. Even we have a good library with a well stock of books, then the e-library with e-journals, e-books, many resources, e-resources we have there. And likewise, there are so many other things like about 900 computers with LAN and Wi-Fi connectivity, cluster of seminar hall, and 2 auditoriums we have. This sports facility, gym, the hostel facilities. These are the infrastructure what we have built over a period of 14 years in our college. We know very well that, say, these are the brick and mortar part of it, again, an institution. But a college cannot be gauged by its infrastructure alone. Infrastructure, when it is used by the people, then only a college can get some reputation. See, you are the people, our faculty members are the people, our staff members, our students, you are the people who can make an institute great by utilizing all this infrastructure. Unless this infrastructure put to a maximum use, then this infrastructure will definitely lose its charm. What is the fun in having an auditorium which is seldomly used, like this auditorium? If it is engaged at least 150 days in a year, then it makes sense. Who will use this auditorium? The people, the faculty members, your students. These are the people who can make use of these facilities. Likewise, I want you people to make use of all the facilities what we have here. We have a good faculty members with us. We have a mix of experienced as well as a young and energetic faculty members to guide you. About 30% of our faculty members are having a PhD and actively pursuing research. And apart from this, ATME College of Engineering is a greatest enabler of technology. Wherever possible, we are making use of this technology blended with our teaching learning activities as well as administrative activities. You must have been already been experienced the AIMS, the ERP solution what we have. That software what we have, that AIMS software, it captures the entire life cycle of a student, starting from our admission to alumni module we have. Likewise, we have digital library, virtual labs, and we have what we call a student response system to continuously monitor you, continuously evaluate you in the classroom itself. These are some of the technologies which we have incorporated in our day-to-day activities. At ATME College, the very vision of the ATME College, vision statement, if you go through the vision statement of ATME College of Engineering, it says that to develop academically excellent, culturally vibrant, socially responsible, and globally competitive human resources. That means to say that we have a holistic approach towards our students. It is not about just a classroom teaching or classroom learning. We want you to engage in all these activities. We want you to academically excel as well as you should know the culture of our background of our culture, from where we came, and likewise, we want you to socially responsible. In fact, our college fest, we have designed our college fest in such a way that every year we celebrate the college fest with a theme, a socially responsible theme, whether it is a awareness about the drunken drive or helping the blinds or needy people, downtrodden are the people, we are targeting them and we are trying to help it. See, in that way, we are inculcating some value system in your life, in the college days itself. So these are the things we want you to develop so that in future also you will practice these things and you will become a good citizen of this country. And certain things which I wanted to highlight, like acquiring the communication skill or soft skill. Sundar has already addressed those skills. Definitely, these are the important skill set which you need to develop. We have programs for such. See, during the college days itself, we have integrated in the timetable itself the training programs for communication or the soft skills or the aptitude or the pre-placement training, all those things. I want you people to take it seriously. Many a times students ignore such trainings, and then they will realize at the end, when they face the campus interview, they will realize that, say, I should have seriously taken those training sessions. Don't do this mistake, okay? There is a purpose. If at all we are arranging some training sessions, there is a purpose behind it. So make use of those training sessions or whatever activity we are going to conduct in this thing. And we have some student-centric initiatives like mentoring system and counseling. If at all you have any problem, see, each faculty member will be assigned with about 15 students, and they will be monitoring your growth, monitoring your say progress, how you are progressing academically. Not only academically, even if you have any personal level issues, you can discuss with them. They will try to solve those things whenever there is a serious issues. They will also contact the management to address such things. Okay, take this counseling or mentoring system seriously. You be in touch with your mentors for any of your problems. Then we have a career guidance cell. Career guidance cell, so basically it caters to the placement, the higher studies activities, then some competitive exam. If any of you are interested in taking up some civil services examination or some UPSC or KPSC exam, something like that, our career guidance cell will definitely help you out. They will put you to some good coaching center or some good persons who can guide you. Also, we have an entrepreneur cell in our college. In fact, ATME College of Engineering is the nodal center for Karnataka government's NAIN. NAIN is New Age Incubation Networking. ATME College of Engineering identified as the nodal center for this node scheme of government of Karnataka, wherein your ideas, if at all you want to, if you have any good idea, it can be nourished, it can be handled, and it can be converted into a startup. For that, Karnataka government is providing seed money. In fact, last year, I think about 10, how many batches? Four batches have been given seed money from the government of Karnataka. See, I want all of you to make use of all these facilities. And there are some professional bodies like ISTA, IEEE, CSI. These chapters are actively engaging in some activities like conducting technical talks, there are seminars. These are the things which will help you to See what is happening and in and around the industry. Yeah, as Mr. Sundar said, whatever said and done, see, we are providing you only the basics and fundamentals of your course, your program. And we cannot match the industrial standards. What is happening in the industry, we cannot match that. Because we have been given some schemes, we have been given some syllabus, that syllabus will be taught to you. But these are the essential fundamentals over and above which you have to build upon. For these things, what is required, when will you come to know that, see, these are the things which, these are the skills which we have to acquire. These things will come to know when you interact with industry people. Those industry people will come to you through these professional bodies, their seminars or workshops. Take those things seriously and participate in such things. And of course, the co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities is something which we have been regularly conducting and we have been encouraging. We have budget allocation for all such things. Only thing is, who have the talent, who have right skills, can approach the student welfare officer or the principal. They will definitely encourage you to participate in any of the events, not only in our college, not only in Mysore, any of the other colleges in and out of Karnataka. I think with this I can conclude, say, I want, say, once again I will tell you, I want you people to make use of all the infrastructure, work hard, stay focused. Okay. Certainly there will be challenges before you, but the reward is immense. If you can overcome these challenges, the reward is going to be immense. So I once again congratulate all of you and thank you.
Thank you, sir, for educating us through the vision of our college. Your guidance will definitely shape the future of our institution and students. As we come to the end of today's orientation program, I would like to invite Dr. Pavitra MS, HOD, Department of MCA, to deliver the oath of thanks.
End of the program, I feel this is not the end, but this is beginning of a new program. I feel honored to propose vote of thanks now. On behalf of our college, I would like to extend heartfelt gratitude to today's program, Shri K.S. Sundar, Associate Vice President, Senior Business Manager, Global Education Center, Infosys, Mysuru. Sir, honestly, I feel our students are highly benefited by your enlightening words. Thank you, sir. My honest thanks to Sri L. Arun Kumar, Honorable Chairman, ATME Mysuru, for making this program a grand success. Thank you, sir. My sincere thanks to Dr. Basavaraj L. Principal, ATME Mysuru, for encouraging us to arrange such a program for the benefit of the students. I extend my honest thanks to Dr. K.L. Sachidanandamurthy for your gracious presence. Thank you, sir. I also extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Bhagyashree S.R., Dean Research, for your presence, madam. I also extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Srinivasa K. for your kind cooperation to making possible this event. Thank you, sir. I thank warmly all the heads of the departments and faculty members for your presence in today's program. Thank you, sirs and madams. I also thank non-teaching colleagues for being a part of this program. My thanks to media representatives who are present here today. I extend my thanks to parents who are present here today. Last but not the least, my special thanks to all the students for whom this program is arranged. I hope you all will reap full benefit of this program. I certainly know all of you have come with great expectation to our reputed institution. On behalf of the institution and all the faculty members, I assure you that with your sincere efforts and hard work, you will definitely scale great heights and come out with great colors in your future. I wish you all the very best, and your stay in the institution will secure you great results. Once again, good luck. Thank you.
On behalf of the entire organizing team, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all the dignitaries present here today. Your support and presence have truly made this event special. We also extend our heartfelt thanks to all the parents and students for joining us. Your participation is greatly appreciated. We look forward to an exciting and successful academic year ahead. With that, I officially conclude today's orientation program. Have a wonderful day, and we wish you all the best for journey ahead. Thank you. MCA final year student and